Good, pimp. How you doing?
Man, everything was good with you.
Man, we was having some technical difficulties. I'm glad you're here now. Shit. How your afternoon going?
It's a fact, man. Everything good, man. How you?
I'm loving the entertainment right now. We in a blizzard I'm up in the north. We snowed in and shit, but the NBA is live and in effect right now. Tell me who's your team? Oh, you didn't want to put on a let me find out.
Yeah, I
Okay.
mean, I had to let it be known, man. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah,
No doubt. For those who aren't familiar with you, man, go ahead and introduce yourself, man. Go ahead, give me a rundown and shit.
man. It's your boy J Hud and all that, man. Co-founder of the Mighty Mighty D Block. You know what I mean? Founder of the ODG gang.
No doubt. How long you been fucking with the Lakers, man? I got like 30 years in. No bullshit.
Oh, you Lake Show?
Hell yeah.
Okay,
Hell
okay. All right, that's what it is. I ain't going front. Man. I've been fucking with the Lake Show since I've been an off and on fan since Magic and all that. I mean, I
right,
ain't really that old, but you know what I mean.
right, right.
Nigga lived
Yeah,
in New York, but I never been no fan of no Knicks though. I tell you that. So
okay. So what you think about what's going on in the season right now? A lot of the action and the focus of the NBA seems to be in the West. I mean, in the East Coast right now because of James Harden and Kevin Durant and Kyrie
right.
with his crazy ass. Tell me what's going on, man. What's up?
What do I think as far as like the East or Brooklyn?
Yeah, Brooklyn in particularly, and then you could give me your rundown on how you feel the East is going to unfold. Everybody seems to feel that they the favorite already. I think it's going to be a
Yeah.
problem with I think it's going to be a problem with who gets the ball, who handles the ball and shit. Right now, Kyrie, he on his bullshit. He getting fined hundreds
Damn
of
near me.
thousands. He getting fined hundreds of thousands of dollars and shit. I think personally, I think that they could probably do better without him. What's your take on it?
I mean, I think I share the same opinion as far as Kyrie goes, but I definitely think it was a excellent pickup for them. You know what I mean? But the only thing the only downside is they sacrificed a lot of their defensive pieces. You know what I mean, to get Harden. So of course they're going to score. Scoring isn't going to be an issue with them, but on the defensive end, that might be a problem. You know what I mean? But as far
I
as like with Kyrie, injecting him into the lineup that he was already injected in, and seeing the chemistry with him, Harden, and Kevin Durant, that's something that I'm waiting to see. I don't know how that's going to work out because like everybody knows, it's only one ball, and all three of them, not all three of
right,
them, two of
right.
them need the ball to operate. So we're gonna see how that goes.
I didn't. Since you put it that way, I never even. I'm so stuck on the Lakers. I never even looked at it from a point of them defending anybody. They don't
Right.
play no defense. James Harden ain't known for playing defense. Kevin Durant ain't known for playing defense. Kyrie ain't known for playing defense.
I think
I know
they made a big mistake with letting that kid Jared Allen go, man. You know what I mean? Like he was a
definitely
big piece in their defense.
he was a problem. You come around that rim, you was gonna have a confrontation.
That's a
Straight
fact.
straight up. Hood, out of the artists that's out right now, you got any favorites? They just asked me who I'm listening to, and I listen to a lot of 38 Special. I listen to a lot of Griselda. I just got down with this band from LA called The Internet. They dope as fuck. And aside from that, I pretty much listen to
What are
as
they?
far
The
as
band is what is the band like? Alternative? Or they like a live?
yeah, they like yeah. They would be called alternative, but they got this lead singer. She be harmonizing like a motherfucker. They remind me of some shit that you would see at They fit right in with like the roots and shit like that. But it's
Okay,
a
dope.
band. Yeah, I
I
fuck with
mean,
them.
okay, ain't nothing wrong with that, man. As far as me, I mean, of course, I like the spitters and all that. So Griselda, they doing their thing. I definitely fuck with them. 38 spit. Um, I'm fucking with a few young niggas right now, though. To be honest, you know what I mean. Surprisingly, because I wasn't always fucking with this type of rap. You know what I mean? It had to grow on me because I had to like really get a full understanding of their styles and shit like that. But right now, at this moment, I'm fucking with Polo G. I fuck with Lil Baby, and I like Dirk. You know what I mean? Right now,
Okay.
as far as the young niggas, you know what I'm saying. But as far as the boss spitters and all that, you already know. You know the niggas I named before that. And, you know, you got the J. Cole's and niggas like that and all that. But
Right.
aside from that, I keep it basic as far as what I always fuck with, which is Pac. That's my favorite of all time. So I'm like an old school nigga.
I don't like I got a problem with the music, you know, when they be talking a lot of killing and shit. I don't
Yeah,
want to I don't want to blame it on Chicago because it actually seemed like every city is adopting internally these beefs where they, you know, dissing each other and shit like every city has that now and shit. So
right,
I
right.
don't I don't too much fuck with that, but when I hear this, when I hear, you know, 42 Doug, when I hear Lil Baby, and then when I hear them niggas on the radio and shit like that, that shit is popping. I fuck with that shit. It took me a minute to like I had to see the videos because I was hearing this shit on the radio and just not knowing who the fuck it was and shit. But once I seen the
Right.
videos and got the okay, this is who was I fuck with it again. I don't like the killing part.
Right.
Since we speaking about
I was having the
huh?
same conversation with my older brother the other day, and he was basically saying the same thing. You know what I mean? Like, and don't get me wrong, it's a as far as the new wave of artists, it's so many of them. I don't dive too much deep into the shit like that.
Right.
But like I said, I didn't want to be like totally biased. You know what I mean? Due to the era that I came up in, so I'm like, you know what, man? Let me just check a few of these dudes out. And let
Right.
me see if I can, you know, first of all, respect everybody musically if you're doing your thing and you sound like something. So I'm like, let me check them out. And some of them, I'm not gonna lie, you know, you gotta smoke a little bud and get a little fucked up to understand their style and shit. You know what I mean? But once I took a couple shots and lit up, I'm like, okay, I see what's going on.
Right. Right.
You know,
I fuck
it's
with some of
a lot of them I can't fuck with though, but it's a few of them that I fuck with.
right. What's your opinion on being as though you was young and you know had established a level of celebrity? You was running with a legendary group in videos, performing and everything. You didn't nut up like it's like common right now for a young guy to get on and then catch a case not long after, like a real case, not no possession of a firearm. Like they actually shooting motherfuckers and shit like that. How
Right,
you
right.
feel about that and shit? Like being as though it might take. I mean, it's hard to get. It's hard to get on. It take talent, but you still have to put in a level of work. And then as soon as they become famous, Lucci, for instance, as soon as they become like famous and got a neck full of ice, they wants to shoot a motherfucker. It's crazy. It's crazy. Not saying that Lucci shot anybody, but
I
the
mean,
level that they getting killed and going to jail is unbelievable.
I think like, and I don't, you know, every person situation is different, and every person is different, obviously. But I think more so it's just all about that person and how they look at things and the way they want to live and just their whole output on things. Because me personally, coming up when you know I start obtaining somewhat of a celebrity, like you know what I mean. Like I was fortunate enough to come up with a strong mother, like you know what I mean. And I was the only male in my crib at the time after you know we moved from the south and moved up top. It was just me, my moms, and my two sisters. So in the back of my mind, when I was always around the criminals and the goons and all that type of shit, I'm like, you know what? I got to make sure I make it back to the crib. You feel what I'm saying? Because if anything ever happened, I'd never be able to forgive myself. You feel what I'm saying? So I always kept that in my mind, and that kept me out of shit, and always kept my mind, you know, like clear enough to see things for what they really are. And you know, I'm the type of nigga that'll look at some shit and be like, yo, is this shit worth it, or is it not worth it? Like, you know what I mean? Look at shit from every angle, and if it's not
Right.
worth it, I'm gonna leave it alone. But
Hmm.
a lot of niggas don't look at shit like that because pride gets in the way of a lot of niggas' vision and it clouds it. And
Are
that's
you
just what it
still
is.
are you still an active MC? Are you still put you was known for like putting out all types of wild freestyles on the mixtape
Yeah.
circuit and shit like that. You still go hammer with the free. You still putting them shits out.
Oh,
Now
definitely.
it's really it's in vogue to put them out now because niggas is actually like going crazy viral off. You put the right one
Right.
out, the right one can carry you for like 6 months and shit. The way things are set up right now, so yeah, you
And
still
as far as spitting on like, live and doing all that type of shit and, doing all those IG videos motherfuckers be doing, I don't be doing that, but I always consistently drop independent projects, you know what I mean, on all streaming platforms. I got my website that I drop a lot of my product on, and my core base that I'm fortunate enough to still have, they support me and they still fuck with
right.
me. So I never really stopped working. It's just you know, obviously when you leave a certain level of uh, people, and then you have to reinvent yourself and start from the ground up when you're going independent, and it's a whole different ball game and shit. So some of the
Okay.
people that might have heard you from before, they might not be familiar with the shit that you're dropping now because it might not reach where it used to reach.
So you don't participate in none of these challenges that they have on Instagram? You never did none of them?
Not really. See, I look at some of them and be like, I don't know if it's the I was raised around older niggas, so I don't know if it's that in me. You know what I mean? So, but every time I see that, I don't be too thrilled to participate in them. You know what I mean? To be honest with
You
you.
don't see Do you see anybody that's on the internet to be participating in the freestyles that have you feeling like, man, I should hit me one time? Nobody
Nah,
inspires you to.
don't get me wrong. A lot of these niggas be spitting. I be seeing niggas that be dumping. You feel what I mean? Like, but I'm just saying, if I feel like it, maybe one day I do. Like a lot of people be asking me about battling and jumping into the URL thing and all this other type of shit. And I always tell them, like, you know what I mean? I'm like, yo, dog, listen, I came up doing that shit. You feel what I'm saying? But nigga, it's totally different right now. You feel what I'm saying? This is what these niggas do. It's way more disrespectful now. These niggas
Right.
is doing all type of shit, and I ain't really for all that type of. You know what I mean? I'm good, man.
When you was on the
But I
rise,
respect niggas though.
when you was on the rise with the locks and all that, did you battle anybody name
Yeah,
worth?
that's not before I even because look, this is the thing, right? Before we started D Block, I was supposed to sign with Rough Riders and shit. So I was always there at the Rough Riders studio. So I don't know if you know anything about, their setup and what used to go down at the Rough Rider studio, but they used to have motherfuckers come through from everywhere. You know what I mean? Be more Philly,
I heard of
Louisiana. You know what I mean? Like, and they have
yeah,
put all of
Osceola
us.
that. Right.
Yeah, they put all of us in the room, and nigga, you got to go at it for hours, and whoever got the most rhymes will be the motherfucker that lasts. So it was always me and Cassidy that had the most rhymes. So it was always us at the end of the day. You feel me?
You and
Like
Cass.
everybody, Cash used to be there. His group, Larceny, like all type of niggas, man. Your man, E Ness from Philly, like mad motherfuckers, man.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Like, I definitely did the battle thing for a minute though, man, and that's basically what kept a nigga skill sharp, and we got a couple people looking at me and all that.
You got any favors as far as battle rappers that's out right now? My
Favorites?
who?
You said favorites?
Yeah, who you like?
Uh, I don't know if I can say favorites. It's a few different people, man.
I think Murder Mook is like the Michael Jordan of that shit. No
Yeah,
bullshit. Um, he's shown it. He's shown it. Whenever he's been called to rise to the occasion, that nigga show up. He's awesome with that shit. I
that boy
got
at
it.
the top of the he's at the top of the totem pole with that shit.
Yeah, yeah. I didn't see that coming. I thought that he probably would have been aged. I thought he would have been aged by now. Cause he been in it for a long time. Like Murder Mook and Loaded Lux was one of the first battles that people really got charged up and it just had a cult following when they battled in that clothing store. And he been going since then. Like that shit's crazy. It's been a long time
Yeah,
for
at
real.
least a dub line.
Yeah. 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 What projects do you have coming out 2021? You got anything in the oven?
Oh, definitely. Shit. Me and Big Twin from Infamous Mob, we came out with a project last year, so we about to come out with part two of that this year. And me and my big homie Yuck Mouth, we got an album also that's out right now called Savage, so we putting the part two of that out as well.
Oh, that's right. That's right. That's right. That's right. I seen that. Shout out to Yuck. That's my guy. Shit, I fuck.
Yeah, that's big bonus shit.
So y'all on Savage's part two?
Yes, sir. We about to we actually started it already. We probably like 5 songs in.
A nigga can rap.
Oh, my nigga. I be trying to tell niggas over here, man. They be like, yuck. I'm like, listen, man, check this out. Don't
Rap,
get it
man.
fucked up, my nigga. That nigga spit, my nigga. Like he didn't like listen, bro, check it. Nigga, I didn't have to go back in on a few shits, you know what I
Right.
mean, on the album, like when we was working. Like I'm like, nah, I ain't gonna lie, nah. I can't let him do me like that.
Nah, yeah, y'all got a very distinguished voice. When you hear the voice, you know where you heard it at, and he be giving that shit up. That's my man. I fuck with him heavy. Whenever I'm out there, I fuck with him. Yuck, that's my guy and shit. For real.
No doubt, no doubt.
So
So
Savage.
everybody that's watching, y'all see what it is. Yeah, Savage, y'all see what it is though, man. Lake Show, man. We taking it all. We gonna repeat. All y'all motherfucking haters, say what you want. We ain't fearing y'all.
We could use one more like shooter. I don't know which one of those guys on the bench, whatever, that's gonna. We need somebody to show me something, man. Like I just don't. And LeBron is in rare form. I think he's playing the best that he's ever played right now. That nigga jumper is clicking like a motherfucker.
That fadeaway, right? Or the
Huh?
jumper. The fadeaway or
Jumper is
the
the jumper, man. That shit wet right now, man. That shit wet right now. The LeBron used to have a jumper that you could tell it wasn't going in when it left his hand, like he was too strong with it and shit, man. His shit looks a little bit more fluid right now, man. I'm
right.
loving what he's showing me and shit.
I'm fucking with that. I'm fucking with that turnaround fadeaway he doing, man. I'm like, okay, that nigga getting his MJ on. All right.
Yeah, we seen that. We seen that before, man. That's a patented move, man. Over a period of time, once them guys starting to get older, they ain't flying through the air like they once did, man. They stick that little 8, 12 foot jumper to you, man.
Let me ask you this though, because I was kind of thinking the same thing that you know, basically was saying about as far as us needing, you know, one piece. I kind of felt a certain way at first about them getting rid of Boogie. I'm like, you know, I think we could have used Boogie.
I would have loved to cap him. He a gorilla. He fit right in. I don't know what type of money he was demanding, but he definitely the double guy. Something that I seen him do the other night, it pissed me off. He kind of like missed a layup, and during this play they was talking about his attitude and his meltdowns and shit. Like, you know, like, man, he don't have no problem telling a ref how he feel. Like, you know, they was basically talking about how he can get on his Rasheed Wallace. And right during the course of the commentator saying this, he missed a layup and immediately put his head to the fucking ground. I'm like, oh my goodness, man. Like, he didn't run back on D or nothing, man. I'm like, man, this is crazy, man. Like, you got all that talent, and he one of them head cases. He need a special point guard to be on his team at all times to keep that nigga, his morale and shit up. Like, yeah, he like a pain in the ass. He be bugging, for real.
You might be right. You might be right. But yeah, I don't know. Besides that, though, you know, I don't want to jump out the window. You know what I mean? It sound like one of these other type of Laker fans. But nigga, listen, man. I wish we could have got like a Bradley Beal or a Zach LaVine, my nigga. It would have been perfect.
They talking about Bradley Beal right now. He might be on the table. I don't know what we can offer them people for him, man. But it's been talked about.
Package Cools up with some other shit and try to. Well, Cools ain't worth that much, but try to make something shake.
Get them niggas out of here. Clean shit.
Pack them up, man.
Yeah, get them niggas out of here, man. So, yeah, man, we got to do this more often, man. I didn't know this Laker fan, man. You want us, man. You always welcome on this platform. and do what the fuck you want, man. Shout out to the whole ODG movement. You still got artists you working with?
Yes, sir, man. Shout out to my bro Stick, man. Shout out to my man Trauma, producer down in Jacksonville, North Carolina. Shout out to everybody in NC. You already know, man. Up top YO 354 Mount Vernon. You already know.
Right. Let me ask you something. One of my favorite groups back when y'all was on the mixtape circuit was Team Arless.
Okay.
Did you know them?
Yeah, definitely. I fuck with Team Lawless. My nigga Straw, my nigga Trav and shit.
I used to love them niggas, man. What happened to them? Why didn't they was like a specialty treat on those mixtapes, my nigga. Them niggas was a hell of a tag team. And if you don't really know the mixtape circuit, and if you ain't a real devout follower of hip hop,
They
you
not
might
what you talking about.
they wouldn't even know what you talking about. But them niggas was bad.
I fuck with them, man. I fuck with Straw. You know what I mean? Nigga just got caught up in, you know, the whirlwind, man. You know what I mean? The shit that was going on, you know, shit just wasn't orchestrated correctly, and motherfuckers just got caught in that. Yeah, you know how shit go. But
Yeah.
motherfuckers still around though. They still doing their thing. I spoke to Straw. Well, not Straw. I spoke to Trav probably like last year sometime.
They on Instagram. Trav and Straws on Instagram. Oh, that's dope. I gotta follow them, man. I love them guys' music, man. They had this song called "It Is What It Is," and I had it on this mixtape. This shit was crazy, and my crib got raided, and the police fucked the CD up. never heard it again and shit, man. But
SP got raw.
yeah. Who do you follow the new producers who out right now?
The new producers, more than likely, you know what I mean. But I got my favorite producers that I like, and I don't know. That's just me, man.
You familiar with P.A. Dre?
What's his name?
P.A. Dre. You familiar with him?
Nah.
I'm interviewing. He's from Pennsylvania. He's in Cali right now. He's been in Cali for like a year. He's working with everybody. That's somebody I probably should introduce you to. I'm interviewing him, I think tomorrow. But he's one of the top producers on. He's getting the fuck busy, my nigga. Mickey Fax, Razzcast, just everybody, man. Everybody. All these dudes over here. RJ Payne. I think he did. I can't run off his resume off the top of my head because he's that out there, man. Like this nigga is putting in fucking work, and I'm glad that I'm one of the first people to get my hands on him visually. He gonna be on here probably tomorrow. You should check that shit out for real.
I'm gonna check for it. Before we get up out of here, let me everybody that's on the check-in. I need everybody to go check out the shit that y'all probably don't even know that's out right now. The Pesci album. You know what I mean? Pesci Part 1, Pesci Part 2. You know what I mean? Pesci Part 2. I got Big Twin on that shit. I got Ito. You know what I mean?
Chester. Yeah.
Also got my man Al Pacino. I got my man Shabazz Sadiq. Got a couple motherfuckers on there, man.
Oh, yeah. That's hip hop. You hip hopping like a motherfucker, my nigga. Run that back, man. Run that back, man. Say all them niggas' names again one more time, bro.
Pesci Part 1, I got Big Twin on that. I got my man Al Pacino from Ohio. I got Shabam Sadiq. And I got one of my artists on there, Stick. And on Part 2, I got Ito from Rochester. I got Big Twin on another joint. And shit, I mean, I got a couple shits. We cooking, man. But go check that out right now. All that shit is on iTunes, Apple Music, Spotify, wherever you download or stream your music at, it's on there.
No doubt. Appreciate you coming through, man. Shout out to the Lakers, man, and shout out to you, man. Happy New Year, Jay.
Yeah, salute, man. Appreciate you.
Yep. Peace.
All right, my dude. Bless.
One.